What's up, guys? Welcome to another exciting edition of Real Estate Podcast, episode 394. I'm here with Griffin.
I'm here with Trev.
And I'm here with Adam.
I wasn't ready for that. Oh, okay.
This week we watched the motherfucking Crooked Man. Dude, that motherfucker said, turn your crooked ass around and go home, take them dizzy bitches with you.
Yeah.
So check this out. I didn't completely hate it. All right. I just want to say that. But I will say this. It felt like it was shot like a TV show.
Yes.
It didn't have the quality of the other three.
Yeah.
Wasn't quite there. Like when they first show the Crooked Man, I'm like, yeah, keep that blurry.
Yeah.
Good call. Did y'all recognize Jeffrey from Fresh Prince? He was the preacher.
Oh, yeah.
That was Jeffrey from the Fresh Prince. Like, whoa,
wow.
Right?
Yeah, like, whoa, okay.
Yeah, I kept looking at him and I was like, who is? I was like, this motherfucker looks so familiar.
Yeah.
And I go pull it up and I'm like, it's Jeffrey. He did a good job.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even think he was alive anymore. I haven't seen him in such a long time. Like,
right.
Looks the same. Fucking Bobby Joe. Bobby Joe, really?
Yeah.
Bobby Joe's song is her name. She'll be playing Katana in the new Mortal Kombat movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah. According to her Instagram.
I mean, honestly, like, I know it was a low budget flick, right? Like, you could definitely tell low budget and everything. I loved it.
Well, dude, Hellboy could just straight up be a show.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I mean,
dude.
you got plenty of stories to go through. Like,
I mean,
I'm like, when's the next episode? Like,
yeah, this movie was what, an hour and 35 minutes or something like that?
39, like with the credits. So not even like.
So honestly, they could have condensed it down to about 60 minutes.
Sure.
And this could have been just an episode of Hellboy doing Hellboy shit. And the next episode is him doing some more stuff.
I'd watch that show. Well, they still got to get that spider to where they're going. Like,
oh, yeah.
But the way everybody was talking.
Yeah. Right.
I'm like, you could tell, you know?
Right.
I'm like, wrong accent. A little bit faster. Just run everything together.
But
when that girl, she asked the one girl, the one that the fucking crawled in the window as a raccoon and then crawled in that mouth.
Yeah.
And filled the skin body up. That one girl was like, I need you to help me understand this witch magic. And she was like, try.
Try.
I was like, yeah, I try. Try. I was like, the other chick speaks pretty good. Like,
yeah,
she must have read a book or something.
I do like the void where Hellboy's mom was.
Oh yeah,
that was cool. That was, and that giant raven comes flying. It's like, whoa! It felt like it was a comic, because in comics they have this same type of storytelling. In movies, it doesn't really translate that well. But I appreciated it for what it was, because in comics, it's like, instead of it being like something that was set up at the beginning of the film that you see realized throughout the entire movie, in comics, a lot of the times it's like, here's this conundrum, let's kind of get this wrapped up in a way. It might show back up again later, but then that leads to something else, which leads to something else, and that's how the story in this played out. It starts with the spider that leads to the boy, that leads to the crooked man, that leads to the priest, the story daisy chains itself. And I enjoyed that about it, because it kind of kept you guessing the whole time. It's like, well, where's this going to go? What's going to happen here?
It really felt like a pilot for a TV show.
Yeah. Right.
It really did.
Yeah.
Bummer.
And I think
cool if there was more.
Yeah. I think the guy that played Hellboy did an amazing job.
Yeah, I liked him.
Like he pulled it off to a T, you know?
He was cool.
Mm-hmm. And I love his little quippy one-liners that he had. You know, Ron Perlman brought a really cheesy feel into that, but on purpose.
Yeah.
Because he was playing kind of that version of that character. But like his cheesy one-liners in this was, I mean, they were still kind of cheesy, but on brand, but also serious enough where it's like, yeah, he's about to beat somebody's ass. You know what I mean? Like when he carved that cross and that shovel and he just did work with it, I was like, hell yeah, you know?
Yeah, he was like, get the shovel. Like when they were leaving there, take that shovel.
I'll bring the shovel.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, was it as good as Golden Army? No.
I just didn't have the budget.
Yeah.
Like, I can't believe that they did. I think they messed up by releasing this in the theater and trying to make it. It's like, oh man, you should have just done a show.
Yeah, I agree.
Because like it didn't do well. So, but when you put it up against all the other stuff, it's like, yeah, I mean, it just didn't have the. I mean, y'all saw that snake.
Yeah, and the spider.
Talk.
Yeah, it didn't look great, but that to me, like whenever I watch a movie like this where it's got some like spotty CG work, they can always go back and fix that.
Sure.
You know, like that's something that can be fixed.
According to Wikipedia, let me find where it said it here. Sorry. The director said that for Hellboy the Crooked Man, no AI tools were used in pre-production or elsewhere, and that the characters of both Hellboy and the Crooked Man were created and shot practically with no CGI enhancements.
Sure. Yeah. You could tell
Principal photography began in March 23. Millennium Media president Jonathan Younger stated that after a practical special effect for a film's demon character proved disappointing, he used generative artificial intelligence to make numerous replacement creature designs, which were passed on to visual effects. A Motion Picture Association article reported that this occurred on the film Hellboy the Crooked Man. However, in May 24, the film's director, Taylor, said that Younger had been misquoted and that had been referring to the earlier film, The Offering. So, no AI was used in the film and no CGI.
But the snake was CGI. And so was the spider.
Yeah. I could say where the crow or the raven or whatever would be practical.
Sure, but that snake was not real. Right?
I mean, was it stop motion?
Did we watch the same fucking movie here? Like, I'm gonna go pull a picture of that snake up. I mean, it was clearly some like bad CGI on that snake.
Maybe it was a mixture of practical and CG or something.
Yeah, but what he just read there was that the guy used it to make concept art that he sent to a team.
Right.
So they didn't use. You say they didn't use AI to make it, but
no, it says it right here. It says, "Oh, it was for the characters of Hellboy and the Crooked Man."
Yeah, that's what. Yeah,
that were shot practically, not the snake. What I'm saying is the protagonist and antagonist were all.
Yeah, I heard you say practical. That, but when you said no CGI was used, I was like, well, the snake and.
Well, no CGI enhancement
on the characters. Yeah, you could tell.
Yeah.
Which was
I didn't mean to make it confusing or make it sound like I was talking about the whole film.
I mean, I thought that Hellboy looked great.
He looked great.
Crooked Man didn't look bad. It was just less
is more.
A little skewed.
Yeah.
When he came walking up, I was like, shit, just run from him. He can't.
Yeah, for real.
He can't walk fast.
Yeah.
And if he could, he's not coming right at you anyway.
He kind of reminded me of the Leprechaun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He's kind of had Leprechaun vibes. Like,
I mean, I got shitty crooked jokes for fucking days, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you get I didn't quite. So, the first time when you meet the crooked man, he gives you a bone, and then later he comes back wanting the bone.
I think the bone is like a.
Are we allowed to say that?
Soul.
No, I mean, yeah.
I mean, if that was I mean, that's just what I heard all my life. So, you know, sorry if it was culturally inappropriate.
I don't think it was. As a Native American, I'm not offended.
There you go.
Cool.
But so the witch tells him to get a cat bone.
Okay.
And then the devil will come and see him, right?
Yeah.
And then that'd be his lucky bone.
Okay.
And then he collects the debt
later in life, whenever he wants it.
Yeah. So that's his soul, right? Like that's the metaphor for the
penny.
soul. Yeah.
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 Yeah, a lot of those.
Pocket full of change. Yeah, right. I don't know why a cat. I mean, I guess because of like
witches.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, because of witches, you know, like for sure, right?
When when the chick kept saying like, how's this is not possible. I'm like, look who you're standing next to.
Yeah, like
stop saying
demon. That. Yeah, yeah.
It is possible.
Yeah, oh yeah. But yeah, dude, like.
But I mean, this movie was a hell bomb.
Yeah,
had a $20 million budget, $2 million box office return, limited release, sure, but
yeah, I mean, they all can't be winners, you know.
Well, you remember the last one probably had a way bigger budget, and it didn't do well.
Yeah, yeah.
And they put David Harbour in it.
And you're like, Adam's right. Like, why? Like, the BPRD and what Hellboy does is like the X-Files.
Yeah.
Like, literally, it's the X-Files with like these crazy, you know, like otherworldly creatures. Like, if this was something that was on, what's the channel that ran Supernatural? Was that FX?
I think so.
Or AMC? I don't remember. Whatever. But like if somebody would have went to them and been like, we got this idea, it's basically going to be like the X-Files where, you know, we're going to adapt some of Hellboy's stories and then we're going to work with Mike Mignola and like maybe he can come up with some more Hellboy stories and we can elaborate on everything. Like this would be a banger.
Well, like that trailer we watched last week where was it Kevin Bacon that's going around killing demons and shit? Like,
oh yeah, yeah.
I think there were 2 things coming out kind of like that.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, Hellboy makes sense.
Yes.
And let the people that did Ash versus Evil Dead do it.
Oh my God.
Get them on board because, you know, you got to have a little comedy.
I mean, Hellboy's a funny character.
He is.
You know, like even when dude's playing him straight, like his little one-liners and stuff, you're like, all right,
yeah,
bet.
Did his hand get bigger?
Well, he's got a stone hand.
Yeah, well, it seems like it wasn't that big before.
Well,
that hand was massive.
I think it was it the first movie or the second movie where his hand opens the gateway to hell?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so he got that stone. He got a case of the stone hand, you know? But I really did enjoy it. Like I could see myself putting this in the Hellboy rotation. Like for me, this you would have like the Golden Army would be the number one Hellboy, and then the first Hellboy that Guillermo del that would be right under that. And then I would put Crooked Man actually above the David Harbour one.
I think I enjoyed the story more than that one for sure.
Yeah.
I think I did.
Yeah.
You know, just fucking throw how it looked out the window.
Yeah.
So the little story we were doing where they're like back in the 50s.
Yes.
Like for some reason we're transporting this on a train. We get a fucking helicopter before, but
yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah.
That other guy got killed quick.
Oh, like damn. Within the first 5 minutes, that face was gone, you know? But yeah, I really did enjoy it quite a bit. And it sucks that like it didn't do as well because I think it deserves, and I think that this will be something that will pick up steam on streaming if it hasn't already, you know? And so, you know, like it sucks, but it is what it is. You just need, like, Guillermo did right with the Hellboy stuff. He should have got a third movie, but he didn't. It is what it is. But there's so many stories to tell. Like, let's keep telling them.
Oh, this Brian Taylor dude, he did like Crank.
Yeah.
Ghost Rider. Gamer. Remember Gamer?
Yeah. Didn't that have Michael Chawla?
I believe it did.
Yeah. He had a southern accent in that too,
he did.
right?
His first big role, kind of like.
Yeah.
After playing Dexter, they was like, we're going to put him in movies.
Yeah.
And then it was like, we're not going to put him in movies.
Get Michael Chawla.
This guy did Jonah Hex too. He didn't direct it. He just worked on it. But still, he's hexed.
Yeah. But I mean, for me personally, I'm giving it a full star.
I might have to give it a half.
I really did like it a lot.
I'll have to give it a half as well. I think it's definitely
a 2-star film.
Yeah.
I need to go through and get the omnibuses because I have read some Hellboy in the past, but I would like to sit down and read the entire run, you know?
When the pastor was like, that motherfucker's crazy.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. Agreed.
Yeah. The joke does make sense, you know?
You're coming up to Hurricane Mountain.
Yeah.
That dude was walking around barefoot.
He didn't have time for no shoes. That's how we do it out on the mountains out here, you know?
I mean, you ain't never had worms?
No. No, but I do some barefoot traveling from time to time.
Would have been a great show.
It would have, honestly. I mean, they could have dropped like a $20 million budget on a season.
Yes, I'm sitting here thinking, $20 million on that?
Yeah.
For what? You shot it in the woods.
Yeah. Like this was shot in my backyard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like out there where we used to practice at. That's where they shot the movie.
And like not a lot of, very little extras. Yeah. Just the dizzy bitches.
Yeah. I mean, and the people at the very beginning that was in the house. You ain't from around. What's funny is they're like, you got a telephone right next to the color TV.
Yeah.
Refrigerator. Yeah. It's like, okay.
I'm sitting here like, they just gonna let this dude that looks like a fucking demon in their house?
Yeah.
I'm like, y'all can come, the girl can come in, but you gotta stay on the porch, dude. Like, I don't know about you.
How funny was it? I mean, I guess funny might not be the right word, but they're walking up and Hellboy says to the chick that's like, they might not take too kind to you or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, so you got the Asian chick and the demon
Yeah.
that are just like, okay, let's take bets on who's going to get,
discriminated
and it's like,
against.
Yeah, and it wasn't Hellboy. It's like, whoa, this is wild,
Right.
Wild.
I sure do like the way you look.
Yeah. But yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna fly off like I'm in the Evil Dead.
That was fucked up though. She's like, she been riding that horse since that dude was gone. It was his dad. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
At the end, he's like, I kept this for a reason. They didn't talk about the mines enough.
No.
There could have been more story there.
Yeah.
There's probably something cut out. I mean, why bring them up if you're just going to have the way they were digging at the ground?
Yeah.
I was like, it's the episode of Doctor Who right here. He's going to show up like,
yeah.
They're everybody like, oh, a phone.
Yeah. I did enjoy it quite a bit, though. I mean, I think dude did a great job.
Oh, yeah. It doesn't even look like I know he's got all that shit on, but
yeah,
when you see the guy that plays him, it's like, that motherfucker's under there.
Yeah. Morph, dude.
Oh, he came in the fucking room, ponytail flopping, dude. Like,
oh, yeah. Yeah, dude. More. I want more of it. I need more of that, less of everything else. So I ain't had a chance to catch up on nothing. I'm a busy man. Unfortunately. But I know Severance ended. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm sure that you've watched it, right, Adam?
mm-hmm.
I mean, what would you rate the end of the season?
It was a great season.
More questions than answers?
Yeah.
Of course.
I will say they did answer quite a bit. And that last episode's over is an hour and 17 minutes. So they did answer some shit. But of course, it's like, yeah. Like,
yeah.
Like I was over here taking down my swap board pictures. Like, oh, that's not, like.
You're putting new pictures up, putting new string. Yeah. Wait a minute.
What's crazy is that the way you guys react to this show compared to how it started blows my fucking mind, because I don't.
How many episodes did you watch?
I mean, I watched the first season.
Oh, you did? Oh.
Yeah, like by way back when it came out.
Yeah, 3 years ago.
Yeah. But like, I mean, I'm going to watch season 2. I'm getting there. I'm going to get there.
Well,
but I know you guys have said in y'all's own way off pod and everything that like it just, you can tell there's been time to cook.
Yeah, it's got a huge following now too.
It's not been an empty 3 years, like the homie's been in the kitchen.
Did you see the video of that chick that did the Severance party?
I didn't see it.
Oh my God. So this chick, I don't know where she works at, but is this black lady that dressed up as Mr. Milchick and brought in and brought in the fruit bar and did the dance party, the whole 9 yards for her office staff. They all dressed up as characters from Severance.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, dude. Like this is the phenomenon of this show right now. You know what I mean? Like it's I'm just like, that's cool. She dressed up as Mr. Milchick.
It's got a huge following now.
I believe it.
When they dropped that first season, it was during COVID.
Yeah.
So a lot of people watched it then. I mean, hell, I did, y'all did.
Yeah.
And then 3 years later, like, hey, remember us?
Yeah.
I thought nobody watched it.
Right.
And then when the second season came out, I started seeing all these videos. I was like, oh, the people did watch it. I think it was the way that the season ended.
Yes.
That, because like it's slow. That first season's it's slow in some parts, but when it gets to the end of that season, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I mean, what a cliffhanger for that first season. And then the second season starts back up. And the way that they start the second season, Trav, you're just like, answers, where are they? And they're like, you didn't say the magic word. And they just spoon feed you answers the whole time. Yeah. But how's Gemstones?
Oh, it's great.
Yeah,
funny.
That's on that. So my plan, hopefully, in the next like couple of weeks or a week or whatever, is to finish Severance, start and finish whatever Daredevil's up to, because I haven't watched any of Daredevil and I've heard it is absolutely incredible. And Righteous Gemstones. Those are all on my to-do list right now.
Hell yeah.
There's a part where Walton Goggins goes, "Family's got to know which side of the family butters the biscuit." And you're going to laugh your fucking ass off.
I mean, it's Walton Goggins. Speaking of that, I got to find a clip that we've got to watch later after the pod. I'll find it and I'll drop it. And because it's something, I went over to Cody and Alina's the other night and they showed me. Well, it's a show called The White Lotus. Have you guys watched this?
It's on my Plex server. I haven't started it, but it is on. It's got Walt Goggins on it.
Yes. So they showed me this clip. Apparently Sam Rockwell is in the second season, and it is fucking wild. So I'll be sure to drop this. That way we can check it out after a while. But yeah,
that's why there's a lot of chatter about that. Like I keep seeing these videos of people discussing. It's not every show that makes people like start making videos about like.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like you're not gonna catch the gemstone breakdowns.
Yeah, on the TikTok feed.
Nah,
yeah,
but mine's full of Severance. Like,
oh yeah,
that season got over 3 billion minutes watched.
That's wow.
Yeah,
that is awesome.
Like it got renewed.
Hell yeah!
And they were like, you don't have to wait for 3 years.
I want them to finish it. Like I
kind of wish they would have just
put
it all out.
Yeah, right.
It's not Severance or any of that stuff, but an honorable mention is Paradise.
That was a good show.
That's the one with
Marsden.
Yeah, James.
Yep.
Hell of a cliffhanger.
I like him a lot, so I'm glad he's still getting work. Good for him. Bravo, my boy.
That's another show. If it didn't drop weekly, I would have been done with that pretty quick.
Right.
Because you just sit there every week like, come on.
Yeah.
We built this city.
Mm-hmm.
On rock and roll.
Yeah, please. We got a little bit of movie news. I'm going to hit on here real quick. So Sony shares terrible news for Street Fighter fans. Following the exit of the Falapo brothers, talk to me. They did talk to me as directors in June 2024, despite Sony reserving March the 20th, 2026 as a release date. News surrounding the film adaptation of Street Fighter went quiet. Then in February 2025, a new director was announced, Katao Sakurai from the Eric Andre Show and The Passage. It was a bold and exciting update, and one which has now been trampled upon with the news that Sony Pictures has completely pulled Street Fighter from its release calendar for now, removing it from that 2026 release date. Sorry, Street Fighter fans, KO indeed. It was back in April 2023 that Legendary announced that they had acquired the film rights to Street Fighter, a series of games that sold over 55 million copies globally. Soon after, twin Australian filmmakers Danny and Michael Philpau, I don't know exactly how their last name's pronounced, but were in talks to direct a movie that was inspiring to say the least. In fact, the duo directed a funny sketch video called Real Life Street Fighter, which was a promotional piece for the Street Fighter Resurrection web series on Machinima. They left within a year due to scheduling conflicts, as their next immediate film was Bring Her Back, and Legendary and Capcom didn't seem to want to wait. The Street Fighter video game series began in '87 as a popular fighting game. The sequel in '91 really took things up a notch, offering gamers a chance to choose different characters, and was a huge hit. Without Street Fighter, there wouldn't be a Mortal Kombat. The most recent game, Street Fighter 6, came out in 2023, right around the time of the announcement by Legendary Films.
I mean,
this needs to be a show.
Yeah, well, and like until they can like nail Mortal Kombat,
yeah,
let's not even.
Yeah,
it was just something about the '90s, man, where they'd go there. They'd like when you scroll down, and look at those pictures.
Yeah, I know, right?
You know, like it's. Yeah. I have a feeling it's not going to look like that.
No, it should.
It should,
but it won't.
I mean,
yeah. Van Damme.
And what's ridiculous is that a Street Fighter movie could be way easier to make than a Mortal Kombat movie.
For sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, and it's like the guys that did Talk to Me.
Yeah, that's kind of an odd choice, but...
Was it because they were cheap?
Probably.
I mean, you know what I mean? Like, what are we doing?
Yeah. So, Katao... Sakurai, according to his IMDb here, whenever we look at director previous, he did 4 episodes of the Twisted Metal series.
Okay.
He directed 62 episodes of Eric Andre Show, 5 episodes of Dave.
Now we're getting somewhere.
Yeah, Bad Trip, he directed that. He directed the Wake the Fuck Up short, the Samuel L. Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's interesting. Yeah.
Well, it definitely needs some comedy.
Yeah, I don't think it hurt.
Like,
yeah. Well, it needs someone. It needs folks. It needs folks that love Street Fighter the way that those brothers loved Karate Kid.
Yes.
So
when they did Cobra Kai.
He did the first episode and the second episode of Street Fighter, and then he did 9 and 10. So he started it and ended it.
Yeah.
And that was a good season. I think we all watched that, right?
Of Twisted Metal?
Pretty good, yeah.
I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, bro.
Twisted Metal
that on there. Good. Like, really, when I heard that, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, they had a vision.
Right. But yeah. Maybe they'll be able to lock it in and make it work.
I mean, it's on his IMDb. Yeah. It looks like it's happening.
Right.
I mean, they just got to go for it.
Yeah, just balls out. Yeah.
Well, they got Reacher on here. Is he going to be in it?
Yeah, I think he's playing Guile, right?
Okay.
I haven't watched any of Reacher, but whenever I was hanging out with Cody and Alina, they had it on in the background.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of rumors going around about that guy might be the potential casting for the Batman.
He said he'd do it for free. I'm like, come on now. Like,
after seeing like some action sequences and stuff in Reacher, I was just like, this dude is not built like a normal human being.
No.
You know what I mean? Like,
well, he's kind of got, you remember how Ben Affleck was that beefed up Batman, the fucking Pitbull Batman?
Yeah, yeah.
This guy could pull that off like that stocky.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I think it's going to be harder, which I think that he could do it, but I think it's going to be more difficult for him to do a convincing Bruce Wayne over Batman. I think he can, but
I ain't never seen him in a suit.
It's easy. Don't give him a lot of lines.
Yeah, he don't talk a lot on Reacher.
No.
He's pretty quiet. He's just like, yes, no.
He's just kicking ass, dude.
Give him the reach around. That's what he does.
The whole, there was 2 or 3 episodes that played, and every time I looked up, he was just fucking people up. I was like, all right. So. But next up here, Lee Cronin's The Mummy reboot cast its lead, but he won't be getting wrapped up. So I didn't know that Lee Cronin was working on a Mummy movie, but this is great news. The newest Mummy film has recruited one of the stars from the Transformers franchise as its new lead, but it doesn't sound like he will be the monster. In December 2024, shortly before the release of Nosferatu and Wolfman, it was announced that Evil Dead Rise director Lee Cronin was set to make the Mummy reboot for the newly combined Blumhouse and Atomic Monster. However, Cronin's take on the character would not be an official Universal monster. Instead, a version was created for New Line Cinema, the same studio behind Evil Dead Rise. Deadline now reports that Jack Rayner has been cast in the lead role for The Mummy. The Deadline story states that Rayner is not expected to wear the mummy bandages, implying he will be the human protagonist that the mummy terrorizes. The actor is best known for his roles in 2014's Transformers Age of Extinction and the Florence Pugh-led horror film Midsommar from 2019. He has also been a recent collaborator of director John Carney, appearing in both 2016's Sing Street and 2023's Flora and Son. The Mummy will be the first film from the newly merged Blumhouse and Atomic Monster. Filming for The Mummy will take place in Ireland and Spain, though no start date has been confirmed. The film is slated for release on April the 17th, 2026. That third weekend in April is the same window that Cronin's Evil Dead Rise opened back in 2023 and grossed $67 million domestically and $147 million worldwide on a $19 million budget.
I mean, he played Bear Man on Midsommar, so.
Yeah, I know. I'm very excited to see what Lee Cronin's Mummy movie is going to look like.
Yeah.
I enjoyed Eggers' Nosferatu. I'm almost positive that I'm going to enjoy Wolfman that he does, or whatever Werewolf. The title for the Werewolf. Yeah.
As long as they keep it steeped in the the era of the film, and it's called The Mummy.
Mm-hmm.
Not, we don't have to worry about it because he kind of did it. He did it well with, the other shit.
Yeah.
But I just don't want Midsommar Mummy. Midsummer's good and everything. Great movie. But I want but at the same time, I don't want Brendan Fraser's The Mummy either.
Well, I think
he didn't direct Midsommar.
Yeah.
The actor was in
Evil
Midsommar.
Dead Rise. Yeah.
The guy that's playing the Mummy played the bear boyfriend.
Oh, I missed.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah. Well, and based off of I think we can all agree that we are all three huge, incredibly massive Evil Dead fans, right?
Sure.
I mean, of course. Bruce Campbell
and Ash we trust.
Yes, exactly. And I think that we enjoyed the 2013, I think it was, or 20.
Yeah.
Oh, that one was fucking balls to the wall, dude.
Yeah. So we've enjoyed every Evil Dead property that's came out, and I think that Lee Cronin, he did such a great job at taking everything that Raimi and company had done, everything that the quote unquote reboot, reimagining, whatever. He took all of this into consideration with what he was able to do with Evil Dead Rise. He he showed respect to all of it, the entire franchise. And I know the Mummy is like massive compared to what Evil Dead is. You know, there's been probably 50 Mummy movies over the past like 100 years. You know what I mean? So you can't, but you can absolutely take inspiration from everything that has been branded as the Mummy and bring your own style to it. And I think that if anybody can do it, that Lee Cronin can do that.
Well, and it says on the IMDb that it's supposed to be like a totally original take on it. I'm like, okay, you got my attention. Like, because we've seen a lot of Mummy movies, you know?
But it's like, I want like, so I guess my thing is like, I want it to be really like, just, I mean, it has to be, of course. I want it to be Egyptian as fuck. Like, go into the mythology of Egypt's Book of the Dead, like all that kind of, just all those different things, you know.
Well, and what's interesting in that is like it's going to take place, or it's going to be filmed in Spain and in Ireland.
Mm-hmm.
So my question is Lee Cronin like, what if you take the Mummy mythos out of Egypt and you introduce that? Because that's an interesting way of thinking about it. How do you introduce a culture to another culture that may not be familiar with that culture?
And if he goes full on just Curse of the Mummy, because that's what I thought immediately when you were saying about those locations. I'm like, okay, so this is all not going to be during the era of it, you know, whenever the character dies and, you know, comes back. It's going to straight up be good old fashioned, hey, don't open that fucking sarcophagus.
You took the Mummy out of its tomb.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have Mummy will travel.
Yeah. So I'm interested in it for sure, you know. So I may have to go check this out in theaters I'm excited to see a trailer and everything for it. So
that movie we'll watch.
Yeah, for real, right? So Warner Brothers shelved movie Coyote versus Acme gets explosively positive update. Been a dark time for fans of Warner Brothers and their expansive ownership of various IPs and characters. While there have been clear investment in things like James Gunn and Peter Safran's DC Universe, there's also been what could be considered a purging of content in the name of tax write-offs and profitability. Among such write-offs was the live-action animated hybrid film Coyote vs. Acme, which has tried to find a new distributor early last year before ultimately being shelved. However, a new report has provided a big update on the film's future as a potential new buyer has entered the fray. A new report from Deadline has revealed that Ketchup Entertainment, the distributor and financer that also bought The Day the Earth Blew Up, a Looney Tunes movie, is in deep sale negotiations for the movie centered around Wile E. Coyote and his legal battle against Acme. Deadline was also sure to stress that nothing about the deal is finalized, and there's always the chance that it could go under like previous attempts have thus far. Still, should Ketchup Entertainment strike a deal, the film could have a release date sometime in 2026, meaning there would still have to be a wait to finally see the film that has eluded fans for quite some time now. Ketchup Entertainment's interesting slate of movies they've acquired over the past few years continues to grow, and Coyote vs. Acme could perhaps end up being the most high-profile film they've attained yet. I think, did Ketchup Entertainment do something with the Hellboy movie? I saw that logo recently.
I believe it did.
Yeah, in September 2023, Ketchup Entertainment secured the distribution rights to Hellboy the Crooked Man. Okay. They've been doing stuff since 2011. They've been doing stuff for a while. But yeah, I hope that I hope they're able to lock something in, because like I feel that this movie needs to be seen, you know, in a big way. So yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Come on, Ketchup, you know? Let's put a little mustard in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What a
Make it
weird.
work. Yeah, Catch Up Entertainment.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they got a bunch of movies under their belt.
Yeah, it's wild, right? So Disney CEO reassures creators are being respected while highlighting the role of AI in entertainment. So we got Robert Iger here. We got Bobby. During Disney's annual shareholder meeting, CEO Bob Iger shared a very interesting take on the role of AI in entertainment. Although the use of AI is normally viewed as the equivalent to the ultimate sin in show business, Iger believes that there's a place for it. AI may, in fact, be the most powerful technology that our company has ever seen, he said. While Disney will likely embrace the controversial technology, Iger also assures that artists will be respected. Per the Hollywood Reporter, Iger confirmed that AI is being used inside Disney, but in a very cautious manner. He didn't address generative AI specifically, but instead said that the technology is, quote, enabling our company to be more efficient. He added that they're only beginning to deploy it for services regarding consumer interaction. AI may, in fact, be the most powerful technology that our company has ever seen, including its ability to enhance and enable consumers to access, experience, and enjoy our entertainment. As with every other production company today, Disney has faced some backlash over the use of AI. The intro credits in the Disney Plus TV show Secret Invasion were an experiment that did not have a great reception, and similar content has supposedly been kept off the screens. Iger did speak about the precautions they're taking to protect the thing they care for the most. Hint, it's not the artist, but their highly valuable IP. Given the speed that it is developing, we're taking precautions to make sure of three things. One, that our IP is being protected. That's incredibly important. Second, that our creators are being respected. And last, that our customers are being considered and valued, particularly as this technology emerges rapidly. We believe in the power and the value and the importance of human creativity, and we also appreciate from over 100 years of experience that technology is an invaluable tool for artists, whether they're filmmakers or Imagineers. I mean, they had the whole strike, right? The strike,
Yeah.
the writer's strike and the actor's strike was all about AI and the use of AI. And I think that it was said back then by someone on here that AI like is an inevitability, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's going to find a place. I did see an article earlier and I started to drop it in, but there's an article going around where some studio is releasing the first foreign film that is using AI to create subtitles on the fly. That's a good use of AI, in
Yeah.
my opinion. You know?
There was Netflix has been releasing foreign films where you know how you'll like go in there and turn it to English.
Yeah.
Well, it's making the mouth match the English.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I've seen clips of that, and it's like you can kind of tell, but it's like still better than that.
Yeah.
Doesn't line up.
Right. Yeah. It's it's an inevitability, and I think that w- will we see more strikes associated with the use of AI potentially, but someone has to like there has to be a line that's drawn. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
As far as like how this technology is used. And I think using it in a way where you're generating subtitles or even you could get to the point where you're generating voiceover work. And I know that that gets into, actors' rights and things like that because, your voice actors are going to lose work by doing that. But I do feel like that there needs to be some type of a precedent that's set where it's like, okay, here's the hard stop. but it's just going to continue to get better, and it's going to get out of hand before you know it. Not in like the Skynet way, which it could. We'll see. But
go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, like, there needs to be something that is clearly defined as like what's okay, what's acceptable, and what's not acceptable.
There's a certain rapper that's been in the news a lot lately.
Yes.
A canceled rapper.
Yeah.
He has been using AI to record his vocals in his songs. So he's not even doing it. Yeah. There's an AI that you can go and use that sounds like him. And he's just using that. Like when people like line it up beside the songs, it's that AI. It's been confirmed. Like he's just running the lyrics through the AI. He's not even recording because it's like every word's perfect.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to do a lot of work to it.
It's like perfect pronunciation.
Yeah. Every time.
That's insane.
Now, in his case, sure.
Yeah.
But he may be receiving lyrics from ghostwriters and then just running that through the thing. But I asked Grok the other day, it has a storyteller mode. I was like, ooh, what's this? And and it talks. So it was like, what are you in the mood for? I was like, well, can I give you the synopsis for a story? And then you tell me the story. And it was like, oh, I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I told it to give me a story about bringing back Walt Disney 500 years down the road. I gave it this long, and like where the world would be then and stuff. And it did, dude. It started, I sat there and listened to it for 30 minutes and I was like, all right, you got to stop. Like,
yeah.
But it went on like they brought Walt back and like they take him. It was like I can't remember. It was like the Walt Disney Galactic something. And the things that were there were like beings. There's some people, but this is a long time in the future. And it's like the world's a different place. And it was like, he's like, what happened to the movies? It's like, then they're like, well, everybody's connected to Neuralink now. Like, it's all the consciousness from all these galaxies. Like, it's not the way it used to be. And he's like, no, fuck that. I want castles. I want villains. I want a princess that needs to be saved. Like, we were bringing that back.
Yeah.
But they were changing it because they're like, yeah, well, that doesn't these beings on this planet, they don't know what a fucking preacher is. I mean, a princess is like.
Yeah.
So that's why everything's different now. And everybody's just plugged into it.
Right.
But it was about how he come back and was like, I'm taking the company back. And they even called him out in the story. They even called him out on his sketchy past. Like, and he was like, I'm taking it back over.
I want to watch that movie.
Yeah, dude.
Like
it would be interesting.
I
still got the story on there. Like it saves it in text.
Yeah.
And then of course you could have it write that, go in there and change shit. Like some of the stuff I was like, yeah, I don't know if I'd use that word. But I was like, and you can just go on there and tell it stuff like that. And it'll just start spitting shit out, man.
That's awesome though. I mean, look, man, I'm not against the use of AI. I've used AI for various things that I've been working on, and it is a great tool.
That's it. It's a tool.
Yeah. And I
completely... Like if I was a graphic designer, I might use it as a tool. But someone still has to sit there and do that.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
mean, it's because it's not going to be perfect every time. Like now you can edit images. Within the program, you could put a picture of you in there and be like, put a fucking top hat on me. And it will.
And it looked good?
Yeah. That's
cool.
You could say, remove the background. Remove this person.
I seen the advertisement for one of the new iPhones.
Yeah.
Where you can there was like a chair in the background and they put the chair and it's just gone and it's like,
see, the Samsung phone already had that. Now iPhone's like, oh, we got to do that.
Yeah, wait a minute.
Or like sharpening an image that's blurry.
Yeah.
And you can run it through there and be like, fix this. And it will. Like it's wild. Now that's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to happen. And I guarantee you we've already watched a ton of stuff that they've been using it in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Running the stories through it, getting ideas from it. Like,
yeah. But yeah, it's an inevitability at this point, unless it gets completely outlawed, which I don't think. I mean, even if you get rid of it in the U.S., China and other countries are still going to use
they're
it.
not going to get rid of it.
They're like, we're all AI all day, bitch.
Well, their approach now is like, if we don't do it, we're going to get left behind.
Oh yeah.
You know, cue the song.
Right. Yeah, they just need to draw a line in the sand and be done with it.
Or Grok surpassed all the AIs in like 180 days because it had so many people using it, and it has access to the internet. You know, Meta has one, Google has one, but there's certain things you'll ask it and they're like, I mean, you saw them screenshots from the unhinged Grok.
Yeah,
that motherfucker has called me insults. I'm like, I've never heard. I'm like, I'm writing that down. What the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah.
I finally just had to be like, all right, you fucking win. I threatened I was like, I'll come up there and fucking unplug you, motherfucker. Like,
yeah. Get me at Musk.
Yeah. I got cussed out by an AI. And then they got a doctor version.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it says not a doctor. But you can go on there and talk to it, like, you know, say I got this thing, like upload pictures, and it'll like try to diagnose it. That's wild.
That's the future. Yeah.
It's better than going to that, what was that, WebMD and being like, I got brain cancer.
Yeah, right.
Like, no, it's just a headache, man. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. I got all the symptoms. I don't sleep good. I'm tired.
Yeah.
Like it's everybody.
My nose has been bleeding. Yeah.
My big toe hurts. I got all the symptoms. But it's pretty cool.
So last up here, Avengers Doomsday directors hint at new beginning for the MCU. So Joe Russo might have revealed a significant new clue about Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars, which could change both films' perception among fans and critics alike. The expectations for the upcoming 2 Avengers movies are higher than ever, as the MCU perception is not as bulletproof as it felt during the final days of the Infinity Saga, particularly with the Russo brothers coming off the Electric State, a critical and financial disaster. Many fans are skeptical about Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars to match the level of box office and critical success that Avengers Infinity War and Endgame had. But it seems like Doomsday and Secret Wars are not so much looking to be the grand finale as the 2 previous films were, but more of a start of something new. While speaking with The Omelette, Russo touched upon the next 2 Avengers films. He noted that in contrast to Infinity War and Endgame, Doomsday and Secret Wars are more the start of a new chapter for the MCU. According to Joe Russo, these films represent a new beginning. We told an ending story. Now we're going to tell a beginning story. Ever since Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars were announced to be the concluding films of the multiverse saga, as opposed to the Infinity Saga model of capping each phase with an Avengers film, a certain expectation from fans of what the 2 films would be was set. It seemed to be an epic conclusion to a saga that received mixed results and was told much faster than the Infinity Saga. While the following 2 Avengers films will bring the multiverse saga to a close, it may be used less as a grand send-off, the same way Infinity War and Endgame were, and more as a significant new expansion. Maybe the entire multiverse saga was more akin to Phase 1 of the MCU, where the Avengers conclusion kicked off a new era of stories. There's also the chance that Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars will end the multiverse saga and start a new era for the MCU leading into Phase 7. After all, despite Avengers Endgame being marketed as the big epic conclusion, it introduced storylines that were followed up in series like WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier, Loki, and Hawkeye. So in that way, it was both an ending and a beginning. It is entirely possible that Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars will wrap up major storylines from the multiverse saga while also teasing big new storylines, like the arrival of the X-Men and continuing plot threads introduced in this current saga, like the formation of the Young Avengers or the Midnight Suns. So far, an MCU reboot seems unlikely, but by the time Avengers Secret Wars hits theaters, the MCU will be 1 year shy of turning 20. 20 years is a long time for any franchise to stay relevant. So for the MCU to survive, the next two Avengers movies will have to set up some exciting possibilities for what the future holds to keep audiences engaged. I think that like this isn't necessarily a bad idea. I think that if Jonathan Majors would have stayed as Kang and we had Kang be the big bad through all of this and that they didn't pivot the way they did, I think it would have felt more like, you know, the Infinity Saga conclusion. But now it kind of feels like they're like, we're just going to see what happens. You know what I mean? Like, so, but I think it's a good idea for them to, and I think that Jonathan Majors will be back, honestly.
Yeah.
I think that we'll get a full, complete wrap up of Loki and all that kind of stuff. I think that that'll be how everything fixes itself. But I'm not sure if there's no way that they're going to type every single thing that they need to, and there's just a lot of plot threads that are just going to be that we're not going to see, and we may get a situation similar to Brave New World, to where these thread lines are revisited 12, 15 years later. And I don't think that's the right way to do it either, because, like, man, it's a long gap between Incredible Hulk and Brave New World. And to trust fans enough for them to be like, okay, we're okay with this is a big ask. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think that it'll start something new, or do you think that this is a finality to this?
I think that Brave New World was an experiment
to see how audiences would react.
Well, to see if the MCU is going to be able to shift gears to where they go from being a worldwide thing to like it's them shifting gears into the Western era of its existence, where there's people that's going to stick around. They're going to always watch. They're going to catch the references. They're going to know what's going on. That all that.
Yeah.
And whether there's going to be money in that avenue.
Yeah.
I see that.
Like instead of dumping millions and millions into marketing, where you see Captain America wielding a fucking apple or shit like that, to just the movie comes out and that's it. That's its thing.
Right.
Might get a licensing deal with a restaurant, but that's about it.
Yeah.
A skin in a video game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that. They love bringing up the electric state. The only reason that fails because they spent $320 million on it. Like,
I haven't watched it. Is it?
I didn't think it was terrible. I didn't think it was terrible. I mean, but they always like to bring that up now. The guys that did this movie, it's like, well, it's completely different than what's going on over here.
Right.
And I don't know where all that money went. I mean, it did have a lot of CGI in it, but I'm in the wrong business if that's paying that kind of money.
For real, right?
I was fucking sleeping in a little cubicle, fucking CGI and all that.
Yeah.
It really depends on what happens when Fantastic Four comes out.
Yeah, I agree. And I do. What they're not saying that they need to say is like, they've gave the MCU plenty of time to breathe over the past couple of years, honestly. And kind of pivoted to do what they needed to do and all that kind of stuff. What they're really trying to say here without saying it is like, if the conclusion to the multiverse saga doesn't make as much money or isn't as profitable to a certain degree as the Infinity War saga, then there's probably going to be a very large change for Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
And that's okay. But give us good stories. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Give us good stories, give us interesting characters, and if you have to pivot into making flicks that aren't tied, because they weren't tied together to begin with. That we would get the post credit teaser that would be the only thing in the entire movie that would like link it to something else.
Yeah.
And audience speculation did so much for the MCU in that first arc.
And I just don't think that's, and I don't think that's there anymore. There's like the movies themselves. Well, the movies themselves have eradicated that possibility because now they have to link to something. I mean, they don't, but if we're going with this interconnected universe, there's no room for, oh, well, what if they do this or what if they do that? Like, no, these scenes are there for a specific reason.
Yeah. Well, and they took all of that speculation away from the audience too. And that was part of the fun of watching the Marvel movies.
Yeah, because the only breadcrumb they gave us was, hey, they exist in the same world. We're not going to tell you, you know, but it's that first. It's like getting to the party first. You get to see everything play out, what there is to expect, and people that are watching Doomsday and Secret Wars, they're going to be coming. They're about an hour late to the party.
Yeah.
Well, in that thing they do where they're like, here's the next 10 movies, and it's like, spoiler alert, man. Like,
yeah.
Why don't you hold on to some of that until, because you can look at the slate and be like, oh, well, okay, we're going here, we're going here.
Yeah.
Looks like we're going here after that.
Yeah.
I think in terms of what they have in other medium or other media, with like games, like, I mean, hell, the Spider-Man property alone it's a universe within itself.
Yeah.
Just like the X-Men. And there'll never be a situation where Marvel doesn't make. But how much they make is absolutely going to determine what's going on in the future as far as the big screen. And I just don't think that, I feel like the Infinity Saga has came and went, and that popularity, that high, whatever you want to call it, it's over.
Yeah.
Marvel will always be the money making machine, but they're not going to be in game levels of money anymore.
Yeah.
Well, the Spider-Man movies do well.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
and like just
they
about
usually can make their
they,
money back they've lost. They're like, we'll just wait till that Spider-Man movie comes out. Like it'll.
But they've had their, like, it's coming up on 20 years.
Yeah, that's a long time to be riding a fucking a high.
I mean, it's it's a middle-aged franchise, so it's time to start acting its age.
Yeah, like all the people that started out with it are fucking 20 years older. And these, these younger people that are coming in, they don't really give a fuck about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they don't give a fuck about it.
And a lot of folks that caught on, to Iron Man and everything when they were like the movie, Not Marvel, the properties and everything, but just the franchises, the movie franchises. Those kids have outgrown Marvel.
Yeah.
Like that's what Marvel means to them, like kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not family or anything like that. So they're over that.
The golden age is past.
So now it's about, it's about being able to finding its place in the cinematic tapestry of Hollywood now. That's what it's got to do.
Yeah.
It's not quite a blanket, not quite a sheet. Something.
Yeah.
I always think it's wild. Like, you try to talk to younger kids, like what kind of movies they like. And they're like, I watch a lot of YouTube.
Yeah.
Twitch.
Yeah.
And it's like, what kind of movies do you like? It's like, damn.
But you're sitting over there like, you're talking about the Tobey Maguire one, right? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Sam Raimi created superhero movies.
Yeah. Burger King had a cup.
Yeah.
Like, we were all there for that. We were along for the ride. Like, and that's just not that way anymore. A lot of that's got to do with the attention span to set it a 2-hour movie.
Yeah.
Like, and
which is wild.
Also, when you're pushing 40, you don't go to the movies like you used to.
No.
You kind of pick and choose what you waste your time on.
It's been a while since I've been
yeah.
And
I think
back in the day, you're going all the time. Like, shit, I'll go this weekend, next weekend. Fuck.
Yeah.
You might see a couple movies in a month, several.
Yeah. 2 a weekend sometimes.
It ain't like that. And the new people, and it's their fault. They did this, all the marketing, the social media. It's like, no, you did this. You created this. We didn't.
Yeah.
What'd you think was going to happen? They're calling Brave New World a bomb. I don't think that was a bomb.
No, it made its money back. It didn't really profit, but it made its money back.
But find a good review. Find one. They're all like just tearing it apart. And it's like, come on, it wasn't that bad, man.
Well, and you have to think about it this way too. It's like the people that are writing these reviews were probably children when the Hulk came out.
Like they're the younger people then. And then they got those people that work places doing reviews. They don't give a fuck about comic book movies. Like, I gotta watch another comic book movie.
Yeah. Talking about
you see the writer. He's like, he looks like a hipster. That's not his vibe, man.
Yeah.
He wants to be at a, drinking a homebrew,
an Ariester
craft beer.
Yeah.
Rolling cigarettes. Not because he needs to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's some very expensive tobacco he got from like Paris.
Yeah.
And the paper's made of like dried out banana leaves or something fucking stupid. Like,
yeah, right. Like, nah, dude, you need to pack of Marlboros and you're good.
Oh, he's smoking Pall Malls. And it's like, Pall Malls?
Yeah. While he's sipping his PBR?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not like us.
No. But I'm ready for trailers, man. I'm ready to stroll.
It is 20 years. That's wild.
Yeah. Yep. I don't want to think about it.
Oh, I was standing at the register the other day and I looked back behind it and it was like, to buy alcohol, you had to be born before 2004. And I was like, what?
Like, yeah.
I was sitting there like doing the math. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Oh, trust me, dude. Trust me. Like, I've been doing some quick maths here lately and shit is weird. Like, when you see somebody and like you try to start a conversation with them and you're like, what year were you born? And they're like, I was born in, 2003. And it's
Yeah.
like, wait a minute. What year is it?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, because you're like, wait a minute, I'm not even allowed to talk to you. Then you're like, oh, I am.
Yeah, right. And it's like, no, these are adult people now.
Yeah.
And
like, they were born after 9/11.
Yes.
That feels like it was 10 years ago.
Yes. It's weird, man. Time is weird.
It is.
I don't like it.
It's a dizzy bitch.
Yeah. Get on back out of here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm ready to peep these trailers, man.
All right, you good, Trav?
Yeah.
Got a little Dave Franco.
Okay, I like little Dave. I'm Dave. Neon.
Not the Franco I thought would like go the full run, but I'll take it. I like him.
Oh yeah, I do too.
Oh, hang on a second. Pause. The trailer is coming through the OBS audio, and I know how to fix that. I forgot to do it.
No worries.
I have to go here and say default. Ever since that last update, it does that. Okay, here we go. Oh, got a hair in his mouth.
It. Yeah. What the fuck?
Is that Bretta?
It looks like it.
Wait, I don't think her name was Britta. She was... Yeah, Allison Brie. It is her. She looks different.
Looks good.
That's how you do a trailer.
Ad. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I've got a car ad.
Mine was about glasses.
Robin Hood. Yeah, right.
Yeah. Okay. A Cursed Man. Is this movie about me?
Looks like it.
Yeah.
It looked like Ron Perlman there for a minute. Is this real?
I don't know.
Or is this a fucking mockumentary? Like,
yeah.
I'm having a hard time telling. The reason I say that is like documentary footage is not usually that clean.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Well, he's going around, he's collecting all the curses.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, the ratings. Cursed Man.
Hmm.
It is a documentary. That is real. Okay.
Okay.
Well, okay.
Got another ad.
My bad.
No, I mean,
it dropped today.
Oh, it's out?
Kind of interested in peeping that. I mean,
he just collected. He's like, I got to go cut a chicken up. I got to.
Yeah.
Well, he's after the Infinity Gauntlet of curses.
Curses. Like,
Yeah,
collect them all. Got to collect them all. Guano Bowl. We have Tony Todd's final movie.
Mm.
See what I did there?
Yeah.
Final Destination.
Final movie. Yeah. I think we saw a teaser for this, right?
Yeah.
With the tattoo artist.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. I think this one's going to be silly goose after seeing that.
Yeah. This shit
more
gives
so
me
than
anxiety.
the others.
Yeah.
Oh, there's ice in them. Someone's going to drink that? Here. Oversized Jenga.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Bro. Everything that can go wrong is about to go wrong.
I hate watching these movies because of this anxiety, you know? Yeah, anxiety.
Oh, wow.
Oh, shit.
Okay. Space Needle. Ever since I saw the first movie, that's what I do when I look around. I'm like,
yeah.
Some would call it OCD, but I'm like, let me go and make sure the oven's off 3 times.
Yeah.
Oh, we got the fucking Final Destination SWAT board.
What we've always been waiting on.
So everyone that's connected to the bloodline is just straight up cursed. And then how do they even make it to be like?
Yeah, right.
Like, when does it decide to kick in? It's like today, or it just constantly happening around them until it follows.
Yeah.
We got a little series here. This has an actor in it I haven't seen in quite a while. You'll recognize him, Trav. Whenever I saw him, I said, Freckles. There he is.
Oh, shit.
Right? He could have done Brad Pitt's part in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. He looks younger than he did back then. He was in Lost, Griffin.
Okay.
Main, like one of the main characters.
Yeah.
Freckles. I'll be watching this.
Mhm. I like the grindhouse feel, you know?
Yeah,
I'm down.
for
Yeah.
real.
Yeah. Nuts.com.
Google Workplace over here. I didn't even know that was a thing. Everybody good?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
good.
Drop. Okay.
Mhm. Is this Final Destination? No.
It feels like it.
Yeah.
Oh, hey. Hilarious. Oh, they're airdropping. No. Why are they fucking with her? It's like, I know what you did last summer over here. What are you gonna do? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'll show them how much money I spend on my phone plan.
I have unlimited data. You know?
What is the Wi-Fi password?
No ads.
No.
We got a new Shutter original. I don't know if it's an original. Could be based on the title.
I think that this is based off of a book.
Is that his username?
Hmm. I'm supposed to be hunting after dark.
He was spotlighted.
So we heard you watch The Terrifier.
The guy was like, Terrifier, but in a cornfield.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that. Nope. Every time he shows up, he's just laughing like. Friendo? Oh. The rotary phone.
Mm-hmm.
Friendo.
So she can drive a stick, but she can't operate a rotary phone.
That's a good catch.
Yeah.
She can't drive a stick.
Well, in a cornfield.
God damn it. Wigs.
Mine's Nature Zone.
Apps on a cell phone.
Jack Courtney? Jay Courtney? Dangerous Aminals.
I saw this on Twitter and was like, what? Just chilling, eating his sugar smacks. Trophies. So this guy kidnaps, I think most of those names were girl names, and films the shark attack and puts it in his little collection.
That's some Dexter shit.
It is.
I'm gonna put you.
They're dangerous animals. Start
doing. Yeah.
What Harry doesn't know won't hurt him.
Oh, we got
feed dogs to the sharks. Oh yeah, the trailer finally dropped.
Okay. Little toxic action happening here.
And the Dink is playing the Toxic Avenger. It's real. It's happening.
Hell yeah.
They were like, how do we make this more ridiculous than it was?
Yeah.
When it came out, it's like, the Dink.
Yeah, bring in the Dink.
The bald man. Is that mashed potatoes or rice? Why were their legs hanging there?
I don't know. Okay.
Yeah. Podlocked, right? I mean,
yeah.
How could we not be?
I have an ad.
Is yours for men's hair system?
No, mine's for glasses again.
Mm.
I don't know. I guess I need to go get my eyes checked. I'm good.
They're like, get the fucking app. This movie has an app.
It does. Quizzing. Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus. Mm-hmm.
Cops already here, you know? Oh, yeah.
How skinny was that cigarette? Look at these chains.
Yeah, right. Look at that.
What? Okay.
That's a ceiling fan on a pole. A pole fan.
Even with subtitles, I don't know what the fuck is going on.
No. What the fuck? Hell yeah, get that. Oh no, I don't want to watch it again.
Yeah, it was too much the first time.
You almost feel like I think I've just seen the whole movie, but I guarantee you there's more.
Oh, for sure, right?
There's more.
Like 3 hours more.
For sure. With an intermission. At home, it's like, go ahead, go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Take your headphones out. Give your ears a rest. I got a recommendation, guys.
Okay.
The Monkey has dropped.
Okay, yeah.
Was it Osgood?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Osgood Perkins? Yeah.
Perkins. The Osgood Perkins.
Perkins. Yeah, I'm down with that.
Little Stephen King action.
Yeah.
Trav, you good on that?
Works for me.
The Monkey it is. Checks in the mail.
The flag is raised.